my... I don't know what's going on with my connection. But if it keeps up, the only thing I can think is I don't know what's going on. It seems okay now. I hope everybody finds me again. I'll stay here for a few minutes. I'm in a good spot, I think. Who's back? I had to end the live stream and start over. It was just acting up. I don't know what's going on. If it keeps happening, then I'm going to do what I said I was going to do and get a third line on our account. Because what it is, you know, you have so much data. And I also watch live streams or listen to live streams on my way here. So I'm using a lot of data. And I'm worried that they're slowing down my data. And that's why I'm disconnecting. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for coming. Yeah, my original live stream just was cutting out. I had to start over. So I didn't get to put a thumbnail on it. I just set it up real fast. That's the first time I really had that happen that much, except when I was at the botanical run, which I think was just reception. Unless they got one of them blockers. SPTVfoundation.org. They'll help you get out and get an apartment and a job and a GED if you don't have education. I must be at a good... Okay. Somehow I hit the speaker button when I was messing around. Hi. You're fine. They're looking at me anyway, so let me turn it around until people come in. So I got my wagon a couple days ago. I know, right? All right, so what I was saying, Mom, I don't know. Did you hear me about the beach house? And then I was talking about how I had to end my first live stream that I pre-scheduled because walking down here from the pizza place, it cut out 3 or 4 times. So I ended it and restarted, and it seems to be better. I just hope the people that were on it before find me. Door Tech, yeah. Hello from New York City, Francisca. Hi, good to see you. My regulars probably aren't here because I'm normally here Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, but with the eclipse and traffic and all that, because a lot of people came to Austin. We went right over Austin. Hi, Marco. Good to see you. So, I was saying my original live stream cut out, and I think they said my data ends on the 28th, and it seems fine now. I was afraid that they were slowing me down because I used too much, because I'm here 3 times a week. Then I watch live streams here because it's an hour and a half drive, sometimes a little bit more. So I listen to a lot of, like Natalie's show. That's who I was listening to on the way here. So I'm listening to an hour and a half, so 3 hours driving, 2 to 3 hours when I'm here 3 times a week. And if I end up using up that data, it'll slow down. So I talked to AT&T about getting a third line, and we get a discount. So it's like only $30 more a month. Plus I have the flip phone. It's working, which surprised me. So I might go for a different phone altogether and just use that for live streaming. And because I was trying a different phone on my hotspot on my phone, but it was a crappy phone. I bought it on Marketplace for 40 bucks. It didn't have a good camera for video, and it had a great camera for pictures. I'm going to turn around so we can, because I'm here later than usual, so I've seen a couple of staff or Sea Org members go in and out. Okay. So, I hope everybody finds me. I tried to keep a similar title, but I didn't get to upload a thumbnail because I was doing it real quick. And I was late because my normal parking was reserved the whole thing. Francisca, oh really? That's cool. That's fine. I have a really small chat, so feel free to chat whenever you feel like it. Yeah, not a lot goes on here, so I talk a lot. I was made for live streaming because I can talk. That's something I can do. And I don't have any friends. And my daughter and my grandkids moved away, and my husband sleeps during the day. So I have no one to talk to. Hi, Lori in Georgia. Yep, Dortech's still a fail. They know we're talking about it. And yet, they don't have enough spunk to say, okay, we need to get this fixed. They broke it. Did you hear how they did it? They broke it. It was either the day after the opening or something, and it wouldn't stay open, it wouldn't close, I don't know, but they were up there with a screwdriver messing around, and they broke it. They need a touch assist. Yeah, I didn't actually see it. I got to go back to Pearl Snappy's live and look at that. Hi, Tim. Yeah, Mr. Mark, the security guard, he told me that they expected a bunch of people here yesterday, and none of us showed up. I'm like, well, the eclipse really kind of screwed up the schedule, because Tuesday I didn't want to be on I-35 because it literally, the eclipse went up I-35, and I-35 goes from the Gulf all the way to North Texas. So I didn't even want to be on the road. And then Wednesday I got a nerve block. It was just a simple little thing. It wasn't a big deal. But I recovered yesterday, so I'm here on a Friday. But I wanted to be here. I'm worried about the fact that I'm pre-scheduling my lives, and I feel like maybe they're expecting me. But then again, they were out today, and it was there to see if they wanted. I scheduled it when I left the house. Where is Nick the Roadkill Screwguard? Is that his name? No, Mr. Mark's here. They all call him Young Boy, so that's what I've been calling him. It's not his day, I guess. I've noticed he does dates that I'm not here, because he's here when Pearl Snappy's here, like weekend, I don't know. I know how security works, because my husband's involved in it. They put out the jobs, and my husband's on a permanent contract, though. He doesn't do job to job. This is like a job to job thing. He was a flex officer in Austin a long time ago, 2013, 2014. And oh my goodness, he was on the road 6 hours one day trying to get home. Because they put him in way west Austin, and he was only making like $12 an hour. Said some idiot took a hammer. Oh yeah, hammer and screwdriver, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like they know how to fix a door. They don't know how to do anything. So my husband's been working on my new sign. He's trying really hard. Pearl's chat found his Facebook page and outed him big time. Awesome! I'm gonna go check it out. That's cool. He probably liked it. You guys need to go back and watch the day where I kept turning my camera, and no matter where I turned it, he was in it. I finally had to turn all the way around behind me and look at the college. It's called percussive maintenance. Oh, he was? I noticed this last time that she was here, he didn't look happy. No, it's Mr. Mark's here. Hi, Misfit. Oh, I've got 24. All right. I had to restart my live, so anybody that was notified of my first live was probably lost. He was super pissed. How do you know? Did he say something to her? Oh, he tried to confront her. What day was that so I can go look? He called his wife the princess. Oh, he's married. I didn't even know he's married. Yeah, I talked to him and Mr. Mark the day of the opening. They were out front where I was. I wasn't in the back. Just me and another guy was out front, and I had the honk sign so we could make noise. So I talked to him a little bit because he was stationed at the army base where we live. Oh, caution dodger alert. Did he just go in? I'm looking at you guys. I should be paying attention, doing my job. Wednesday. Thanks, Sunday. Check it out. Because I'll go in and I might watch the first few minutes of her live. But there's so many people, you know, I'm like you guys. I can't give like a whole stream to everybody. It's hard. So, you know what I might do is, if she allows it, I might edit that out and put it on the channel. Just stumbled out. Okay. But his profile was public, so he needs to put on his big girl panties and get over it. Yeah, I know, right? What's he think we're doing here? I mean, that's what we are. We're live. We're public. This is a public street. We're First Amendment. We can do whatever we want. I don't have my Facebook on public. So, obviously he didn't care before. But yeah, I saw where, from Northwest Oregon. Oh, no problem, Maddie. She cleared the table outside. I saw that part. Because she said something about a protester not getting them to close up the table. And I'm like, the only time that I've got here and there was a table was the day of the birthday celebration, at Saturday. And that was the day I was mad. Maybe it wasn't the birthday, but it was the day I was mad because I watched Aaron and Serge. So it was perfect for me because I stood right there and talked about the abuse of children and auditing and all that, and they left and they heard me too. So I'm gonna lower this one. To read y'all's chat, I have these big ass glasses on and bifocals, so my neck actually hurts after a little while. So I'm gonna get new glasses that aren't as oh god, oh shit, sorry about that, guys. That was my wagon rolling into the tripod. I didn't have the brake on. There we go. Whoa, that was... Sorry about that, guys. I get sick when things shake. Yeah, she's good at clearing them out. She comes in hot. I wasn't Selfless Self with her Friday? I'm sorry. Was that last night or the day? I can't remember now. Facebook part was closer to the end of the stream. Okay, I'll check it out. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go to Squirrel Fest tomorrow, but I hadn't actually talked to any. I thought it was an earthquake. It did look like that. My big old, here, I'll show you. I'm gonna tilt it. Hold on, y'all, because I got this tripod. Okay. Actually, I'll just back up a little bit. So I just got it, and I'm not holding my sign right now. And I got it on purpose. I paid a little more to get one with brakes, and it'll hold my new bigger sign, which is going to be 30 inches wide. Right now I have a half size of poster board. It's going to be full size. Well, good. Because you know what? He didn't do what he said he was going to do. He stood here and told me about, because he's law enforcement, because he's security, he's supposed to make sure everybody's safe. Yet when that guy went after Hitzel that day, he did kind of come closer, but he didn't stop anybody. And Hitzel does not, she's quiet, and that's fine. She stands here and she holds that sign, and she comes from, she's got a little drive too. She doesn't live in Austin. So that was uncalled for. She wasn't saying anything to him much. She's just holding her sign. Oh, they might. Mindy Willens in LA is using a timestamp on screen so the chat can help note significant events. It's a good idea. How do I do that? I bet that's something I gotta find. I'm doing it through YouTube. I'm still a beginner. And I know there's like Stream Elements and other apps that give me all this other stuff I can do, and I gotta download it and play with it some. Make me. Yeah. Well, I mean, they are the client. If you haven't seen it, and I'm going to try to do a better, more concise one that's not live, because I did an interview with my husband who's been in security since 2012 when he retired from the Army. And he explains how, their client is who's paying their paycheck. That's what security does. And somebody was saying in Pearl's chat that he's wearing his official uniform. If you look closely, when they're doing this, they have to wear the patch says security and their badge says security. But security companies do it all the time. They want their uniforms to look as official as possible. My husband's badge looks really official, but he wears a polo shirt. But he gets mistaken for police all the time. Hi, Fluffer Squirrel. I'm glad you made it, because I had to end my original live stream. It wasn't working right. I think they are intimidated and afraid of Pearl. Oh yeah, they are. Because she's out here being loud and people notice. I'm just not that kind of person. I got mad a couple times and I was loud about it. I'm more like to educate people going by. I want to be approachable. And that's perfect, because we've got two different approaches. We've got somebody out here being loud and proud and making sure everybody hears and knows, and maybe the people inside will hear. And then we got me, and I'm here trying to educate anybody that has questions. And my new sign is going to have a big sptvfoundation.org and the phone number pointing at the door, and it's big, so they'll definitely see it. I was afraid to get my sign out. It was windy earlier, so I'm going to get my sign out now. But I don't have to wear my backpack anymore, so it won't kill my back. Here, I can turn it so you can see me a little. There I am. Oh, you can see me. I just can't see me because of chat, so it's fine. But yeah, that's what makes it good. Yes, they are the client, yeah. So, I mean, they're not here in a law enforcement capacity. They are here as security for the church. And that's what they have to do. Hey, Pope Grimmer, I watched you the other day. Yeah, I haven't tried that app that you were using yet. Yeah, we need all types of protesters. It all works. Everybody has their own way, and that's what works. And that's what I like about it. Everybody's different, but we're all coming together for the same reason. That's why when somebody tried to badmouth another protester in my chat, I'm like, no, we're not doing that here. I don't care. You don't have to like everybody. Go find somebody you like and watch them. That's why there's all these channels. That's why it works. Mickey wants to flex and long for he doesn't really go. Yeah, my husband, I probably shouldn't say too much, but I don't think anybody knows. So he's dealt with all kinds of security, okay? He's dealt with the guy that just wants to sit on his butt and observe and report and barely do rounds. That was when he worked at the really bad motel. And they loved him so much at the hotels because he would sometimes rotate between two of them. This was in North Austin, like the worst hotel, second to worst hotel in the worst neighborhood. He had to wear a bulletproof vest, and he was alone. And he had to deal with that, and he was off for surgery or something. And they were like, when are you coming back? Because that guy would do nothing. And my husband was on it. He was standing in the parking lot, making sure everything was okay. Then you've got the ones that are either trying to get on with police or can't get on with police. And he's dealt with that, where they're like writing reports because there's a homeless guy standing on the corner. Who cares? Nobody cares. They're not doing anything if they're not on the property. And he deals with that too. And they usually tick everybody off because they want to be a stickler for all the rules. Each protester has different frequency. All of you have so much courage. Thanks, Francisco. It wasn't so much courage as motivation, because I drive, so if I lived here, I would probably be here every day. But it's, an hour and a half each way, and with parking and all that. I'm usually gone about 6 hours, but my husband doesn't miss me because he's asleep. Everybody listens a different way, so it's definitely good to have different approaches of protesting. Yeah, Misfit, I agree. Susan, hi. Good to see you. Tim. Yep, that's the gung-ho type that Nikki is. Yeah. So, and then he's got the middle of the road like him, where he does what he's supposed to do. He's on it. He's low-key. He writes reports when necessary. He does get a little irritated because he works at night by himself. Everybody else works together. So he has to get questions answered, and they don't always get back with him. And he doesn't call people at 3 o'clock in the morning, but they'll call him at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and wonder why he's asleep. That's like 2 a.m. for everybody else. And, yep, it's good to keep the balance. Absolutely. I don't have the audience that she has. I'm not as interesting, and I'm fine with that. I don't care. I'm here for the people walking by. I'm here for the people inside. I want them to see that, there are some of us out here that they can, that maybe SBTV Foundation is okay. And I want them to be able to call or look at it if they want to. Because we found out that they have Sea Org here, and they're the ones that they won't let leave. But I was talking about security. So he works for, I wasn't going to say because they might mess up, but he works for a well-known business type thing. And when they have in a different city, he's not in Austin anymore. And whenever they have events and they like close up the streets and stuff, and the owner is there, they put my husband with her because he's the most senior. He's calm. He's older. He's not gonna bug her. He, keeps his distance. Oh, thank you, Sunday. Thank you. And a lot of that is I've never been a confrontational person, but I will be if I need to be. Like that day, I ugly cried. I've never seen myself cry. I've never filmed myself cry. And I was talking about, when Serge and Aaron was talking about the auditing they go through. And I didn't even see the video of the little girl because I came in late. I saw it a couple days later when I showed it to my husband, and he was angry. And I got here so mad. I was so upset. That's what brought me here. When people ask me, why are you doing this? The first thing out of my mouth is child abuse. Because that gets people's attention. And that gets your attention. SPTVFoundation.org. I don't know if that'll help the public. I'm coming up with some things to do and say that'll be a little more fun and interesting for people, and it might get people's attention walking by. So it just takes me time. I'm slow. I'm a horrible person. When Andy, I keep saying Andy because I watch Popcorn Planet too. Aaron, or Aaron is what I like to call him. Aaron, when he talks about being a horrible procrastinator, I have a shirt at home that says I got a lot of procrastinating done today. But the title of my original, I didn't get it quite the same, was We're Working to End Scientology. And I do like to talk with you guys, but I also like to, is this a, oh, I thought he might be going in, I'm not sure. But I like to talk about what's going on in Scientology too, because not all of you watch all the same stuff that I do, and vice versa. Thanks, squirrel. Yeah, that's like you guys know that I've said, but I repeat myself too, because like Aaron said, that we have new people, we have new people all the time that come in that may not have watched me before. And like I said, I ended up being an Army wife. That was not the plan. We were both in high school together, and we both, oh, it's windy, put it on this side. I was supposed to go, we went in the Army Reserves, and I was supposed to go to college and be an officer, but we got married earlier, and it worked out because I supported him. I was a great Army wife. I was very independent. I didn't need the unit. I didn't go on post very much. I put my own brakes on back before the internet had videos. I built a porch by myself, and I built the roof. It was a tiny porch, but you can tell how short I am because as it's coming down the stairs, it's like crooked because it's had to go as tall as I was. So, hey Sue, good to see you. But that's why I am the way I am. I was in ROTC in high school. I went in the Army. I've been around the military, and then I worked at the base police station with long SPTVFoundation.org. They'll help you. I think the one in gold vest, I think they're the Sea Org, and I think the ones on black are staff. I really think they have that. Because we've noticed that most of the Sea Org are wearing the gold vest only and not a jacket. So I think that's what that is. So that's why, I mean, my whole life I've had security clearances, or I've had to follow the rules. After working at a police station, I don't even speed because I had 500 tickets go across my desk every week, and I just watched all that money get wasted, and I'm just like, it's not worth it unless I'm going across country. Hey, Carrie. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm on a weird day because of the eclipse and everything put me so off schedule. Because there was so much there would have been a lot of traffic the day after, which I normally would come on Tuesday. Because it was the local news, and I'm an hour and a half. I'm 75 miles north of Austin, but the highway I travel on is the main north-south road. So they told us to make sure you get your groceries before the eclipse because of the amount of people, the influx they expected us to have. So I like to give you guys a different view every once in a while, so I'm gonna turn it down the road a little bit. There we go. You can see the coffee shop and stuff. So let me know if you guys want me to turn around and look at something else. It's really, the college is behind me. It's really pretty. So that's why it's hard for me to be confrontational, because of the rigid rules I've been under pretty much since I was 14, and I'm 54 or 55 now. And I wanted to be a school teacher. When I knew I wasn't going to go in the Army, I really wanted to be a school teacher, but trying to go to college and have somebody with 2 little kids, and you really don't have friends all the time. You might make a friend and they might be gone the next year. So I couldn't do daycare all day and at night because I never knew when my husband was coming home. He worked in support, where the tankers and other people were getting off at 4 o'clock every single day. He never knew when he was getting home, because if there was one tank or whatever in the field, they had to support it. And so it'd be like 7, 8 o'clock. I never even knew if he was gonna be home for dinner. So you meet different jobs or different schedules, you know. So I never get to go to college. But it's okay. My husband did, so he took some while he was in, but that was, they let him go to college while he was in, and he took what we call shop. He took building maintenance trades. He got his certificates in that, and then when he actually retired, he was going to full-time college, trying to get a bachelor's on his GI Bill. He was like 43 years old in college. Love coming here because chat is usually kind and chill. Oh, thanks, Susan. I know what you're saying. You guys don't have to correct, because it happens to me all the time. I freaking hate autocorrect, and I hate my little keyboard on my phone. My phone is narrower than most phones, and I'm always hitting the O instead of the I. It's ridiculous. So don't worry about being perfect. I don't look at my chat before I hit enter either. Oh, yeah, we're chill here. We don't have to be perfect. I was watching, I watch a lot of Japanese channels, like British and Australians and stuff that live in Japan, and then there's some Japanese people I follow because I really like it. I want to go there really bad. And when I go, I'm gonna do an extended vacation for like 6 months. It'll be cheaper to rent an apartment for $400 a month than a hotel room. So anyway, what I was getting at is I just watched why the Japanese don't make friends with expats. And one of the things was they felt ashamed of their lack of English skills and so they didn't want to talk. And I'm like, Americans and British people, we don't care. They don't understand because they're so rigid about everything being perfect. And I'm like, no, you guys, nobody cares. Because, what it was about was that, and then I watched why they liked Chris Abroad. He's a big channel there. And he started out teaching English. And he has Japanese friends, and that's why they like him. And even ones that don't speak really good English. So I think this community especially, I like to talk about this community a lot, is very forgiving, because to even be here, to even be in the chat and be here to support channels, you have to have some sort of compassion. If you're a crappy psychopath that doesn't care about anybody else, you're not going to be here unless you're trolling. So just to even be here, we have a certain type of people. Now we know there's a group over somewhere causing a lot of strife, and I just ignore them. And, that's what they want. They want drama, but we don't. We're not here for drama. I mean, I know that LA and some other people have had a lot of drama. That's just because they're out there and they're putting themselves out there, and the church is going after them. And then, they're probably getting trollers too. I mean, I finally got one day. I was surprised. But, I've had people troll. If you ever look through my comments, I've had people say some things to me. And I just go, yeah, I'm here to get the kids out, exactly. Or even these adults in here. That's why I can't be mean. Because how many of those people inside were forced and indoctrinated into the cult when they were young? And then they were pressured and expected to join Sea Org or staff later in life. We all know what that's like for the ex-members that got out, and they told us. So I can't be mean to them. Hi, Geraldine. I just can't. I'll yell the stuff I want them to hear. Oh, great. Being next to a very busy road can be a detrimental to noise. Hi, Hitzel. Okay, I'll be here for a while. Yeah, I had to end my first live stream. It kept going in and out. This one seems to be fine, so I don't know what was going on. Oh my god, that's so loud. I'm going to cover my mic. I hope it helps. I don't know if it did. I covered the mic on my phone. Is it helping at all? Did that help at all? Covering the bottom? Oh, good to see you, Hitzel. We'll wait for you. I'll be here for a while. I've only been here 35 minutes. But yeah. You see, that's why my sign says it's a call, ask me why. And people do. They're like, okay, why? That's good, Susan. I appreciate that. But yeah, to be involved in this community, even at the smallest level, is important. It helped out, but we can, okay, good. So you can see my point here. So I just covered the bottom of my phone towards the street. That guy just turned around and came back. He had to do a U-turn to be back that fast. He's that old car right there. You could see it right in between the cars right there. I need to loosen this. It wouldn't turn. What? Is it this? Okay, there we go. There we go. I can turn it now. All right. Instead of pick up, I had to pick up the whole thing. It was too tight. But yeah, that's why I appreciate anybody that's here. When people say, "Oh, I can't go hold a sign. I can't go protest." You don't have to. Every little bit helps. I never thought I would have even, I have 25 people here today. I think that's amazing. I've been on lives that were, somebody was taking a picture of the church. That guy in the green right there, or gray. I wonder why people do that. Just to show, maybe to show that they're here. That's cool. Let's look over. We'll look at the college for a little while. Oh, sptvfoundation.org. They'll help you out. Is it public? I cannot remember that cognitive thing. Ugh. Horrible. When I'm on the spot like that, I go blank. You know what? I still haven't made that card I said I was going to make so I could read off. But I only got a second. I'm like, so I just yell out what I... At least the foundation. Because even the public might need them. They might want to get away and they can't because even public, So they may need it too. But that's one of the reasons I'm involved in this. And when I was talking about it the other day and I said it like this, I said, yeah, I'm a part of a network of protesters all over the world. We're in other countries. We're all over the United States. And it makes me feel a part of something bigger than just me. And that motivates me to come. Because, there's days where I'm like, I have to get in the car and I have to drive. But once I'm out of the house, I'm good. How many staff do you think they have in there since the opening on a full-time schedule? Well, I've seen, honestly, if the Sea Org is in vest and the staff is in black, I have seen more Sea Org. I've seen, they had 5 people close up that one day. I think the first time I had them close up, and it only took 36 cents. They had 5 staffs in black standing outside. And then I've seen all these older people go in wearing the gold vest, and I think they're either Sea Org. So I've seen a lot. If they're still here, I don't know if they just brought them to help them open and they go back. So there's a good probably 10 or 15, maybe. Because I'm not here at night, so I don't know if they could change their shift. I wish I could come later, but my husband works nights and needs the car. When we get our other car fixed, then it won't matter. Carrie, yeah, Hitzel, it's like a community. It is a community. It's the SPTV community, or the SPTV network. And I love it. Carrie, I just realized that I've been mocking up my own reactive mind and I'm not doing it anymore. Yes, I need to remember that. It's hard. Yep. You know what? I will put that on a card. I have lamination, and I will laminate that sucker, and I will attach it to my tripod right in front of my face. That's what I'm going to do. So, here soon I won't be holding a sign. I'll have my hands free more, and I can... My husband's working diligently on this sign, and what it is we bought a tripod really big, but we bought it at a thrift store, so it comes up to about here, and it looks like it has a piece that was supposed to go on it and go up, but it's not there. So we went to Lowe's and we got PVC pipe. Well, you couldn't get PVC to pipe it. It's either too small or too big. So we got some that's too small, and he's got a heat gun, and he has been trying to get it to stretch and stay over it. He's got it it looked like he got that done before he gave up. His weekend was over yesterday. He had to go back to work last night. And then once we figure out the length, then he's going to cut it and he's going to flatten it. He's going to heat it flatten it and screw a base sign on the thick poster board. Now one side's going to be the foundation permanently. The other side is going to be Velcro, and I'm going to have like 5 different signs, maybe even 2 sides, because I'm only going to put the Velcro on the corners. So I'm going to have all these different signs that I can change out, because I felt like I've seen other signs where they've got a lot of stuff written on it. Unless you walk up real close, you can't read it. You can't see all the things that you need. So I was going to put each individual thing, like human trafficking, child abuse, different things on the other side of the sign. And I want it to be tall enough that people driving on the street can see it over these cars behind me. So it's probably going to end up being, if you can see me in the window, it's going to end up being about right here. And it's going to be a full, see, this is a half size. If you can see me in the window, I'm pointing. This is a half size folded in half and cut. So it'll be this big. And we're going to make sandbags because it's made out of plastic. I know, right? Sandbags so that won't blow over. And we even talked about attaching it to my wagon so it wouldn't blow over, because it gets really windy. Sue, I think Aaron said they brought people from, 10 or 15. Yeah, because I mentioned it. Yeah, thanks Carrie and Susan and Sue. Yeah, it is going to be cool. It's going to be great. And it was somebody in Denver that gave me the idea. I was watching Jay, and there was another person there with a huge sign. She had the huge sign. Look in the window again. So she had the big sign, and she had like a long stick. I think it was sitting on the ground. I'm not sure. And then on top of the sign, she had like this star on top of that. I'm looking at doing something like that too. I don't know what I was going to put. Maybe I'll put SPTV or honk. I think I'm going to put honk in the star, because they'll be able to see that over the cars. So yeah, I got lots of ideas. I have a craft room, and I tried to, sptvfoundation.org. They'll help you out. You should be retired. I'm trying to see what he's got on his collar. That doesn't look like Seord. That looks like one of those crosses. You see him? He's like, whatever. He'll remember it though. Oh, I know, right? Because they stop at the light right behind me. It's awesome. Because I'll try to, if a bus stops, I'll try to make sure they can see my sign. And then I'll have the big tripod, and I can attach things on the tripod too, which I just figured out. I didn't even think of that when I was talking about this tripod. So maybe I could put, things I want to say on a card just right there on that tripod. And then my hands will be free. Because I didn't mention this much before, but both my shoulders need surgery. I've put it off for a long, long time because I don't want to have one arm, because I was going to do them at different times. One, my right was injured in 2008, and the left was injured about 8 or 9 years ago. So this gets a little heavy especially on windy days. So I do put it down sometimes. I thought about trying to figure out, you know what? Hold on. Check this out. I'm going to let you watch me. So, let's see. Where did I go last night? Oh, not back far enough. Hold on. Let's see what I can figure out here real quick. Let's see. I can do that when I don't want to hold it, but it's too low. It's too low. So maybe when I'm tired, instead of just putting it down, I'm going to tilt this way a little, because they do tend to come. You know what? I'm going to go on the other side. Hold on. It's really nice and shady right now because I'm here later than usual. So the reason they come from the left more often, that way, because you can go right around. I believe they have a parking lot back there. This way, you got to go all the way down 2 blocks before you can find a cross street, and it's a walking cross street. It's not a driving, so you really have to go like 3 blocks before you can get to a street you can drive on. You can't see me holding my sign anymore, but that's why they tend to come from this direction all the time. I don't like my wagon to be too far away. It's got my bag in it. They've already stole my cane, so I don't... Nope. They do not have door tech at all. It doesn't exist. I guess LRH didn't write down a program for door tech. SPTVfoundation.org. Yep, I think I'm going to do that star that girl did. I've got, we even, the sign that he's making me even has cross supports on it so that it won't bend in the wind. So we want it to be a good sign. It's going to be a good sign. It's taken weeks.
I agree.
Yep. Want to know anything? Do you know the details about why we're here?
So I took their personality test.
Did you? Cringy, isn't it? It's weird.
It is.
Did they try to get you to buy something?
Well, not like directly.
Right.
But I'm a bit smart.
Yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah, because their goal, they have to keep their stats up. They have to sell the Dianetics books.
Yeah.
And so they immediately want to try to at least sell you a book. And if they can get you to buy a course, they're doing good. And that's why we're here. We're trying to keep people out from going in there. And because they've closed them down in LA. We're all over the world now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They closed in LA?
Well, they didn't close. What it is they had body routers out when I came here.
Okay.
To get people to come in.
Yeah.
Well, the one on Hollywood Boulevard, they're
Yeah.
permanently closed up and shuttered.
Yeah.
They're in there, but they're not standing on the street anymore because they closed them down.
First, when I was like, I'm a full atheist, you know? And first when I didn't know about them, I was like, okay, this may be like science stuff, you know?
Yeah. In the 90s,
But
me
then
and my husband...
what the fuck?
Yeah. It's a money-making cult. The guy that started it, you know who the guy was?
Yeah,
he was a science fiction writer.
Yeah.
Right. And he made up, they don't even know this story until you get up high in the confidential levels, and you have to pay tens of thousands of dollars to get there to find out that you're a body Satan from space, from another galaxy, and you were brought here as a prison planet, so you live all these lives because you're body Satan.
Kind of, they ripped off of Mormons in some...
A little bit.
Yeah.
He ripped off from everybody.
Yeah.
What he did in the 50s after World War II is he did all this research. He's even said he was Buddha. So he's pulled from every religion. He's pulled, and cults. He's pulled from Buddhist. He's pulled from, and I believe a lot of his propaganda he got from World War II and Hitler, I think, because I really look at how he controls their minds. And like, if they're in uniform in there, they're not allowed to look at the internet. They're not allowed to look at their cell phone. And if they're Sea Org, they're not even allowed to have those things.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that can't leave. That's why it's a cult, because they won't let them leave. And if you do leave, you have to disconnect from all of your family, even your spouse. You have to get a divorce.
Really?
Yep.
Ugh.
If they declare you, that's why...
No wonder Katie Holmes left home.
Exactly. You know why she left? Because her daughter was turning 6, and that's when they start indoctrination.
Yeah.
And he has
Wise.
nobody but Scientologists. She had a handler, they call a handler. She had to have a second cell phone, and luckily her dad was a divorce attorney. So she had everything in place when she left. And she probably had recorded enough dirt on him that she got her divorce in 6 weeks.
But I also feel this way about every religion, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so I am a Christian and I'm actually Mormon.
Oh. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Because there's different people that call themselves Mormon that, broke off from the main church. And I mean, when my kids didn't want to go to church anymore, they just stopped going. I mean,
and you were fine with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to force them.
Kudos to you. Because many of them don't,
Yeah. Well, I want to say those may be the ones in Salt Lake City that are that are more, right
Like
there.
Mitt Romney kind.
But I joined in a military town, and I just
Okay.
went to Sunday services just
Okay.
like I grew up Baptist.
Okay.
And so, and nobody I know was like that.
One thing like
So,
I do not like
think
about
there's a lot
religion
of-
is it's very restrictive. Like it tells you
Yes.
what. Like I want to do what I want to do, you know?
Right.
If I want to have fun, I want to have fun, you know?
Right. But you know what? I found some freedom in that in a way, because when I stopped drinking and not partying anymore,
Could
I
that
didn't
be
get
that-
into drama. I didn't get into the drama, and
I would say that I would give you more of the credit than your church, in my opinion. Like you made the choice.
yeah, but they suggested it, and they didn't push it. I mean, they just said this
No,
is
you
the
push yourself
Right,
to do that. You know,
right.
like not your church, but
Right.
you are the inspiration.
Yeah,
you know?
and we say in church that everybody's on their own level. SPTVFoundation.org, they'll help you. They'll help them get out.
Yeah.
SPTVFoundation.org was
But
created to
like
help them get
ever
out.
since Roe v. Wade was turned, like I started seeing religion as the enemy, in my opinion.
Not all. Our
Yeah.
family was actually really, really happy and close when we were going to church, and we were in that environment of. And
But-
my church really pushes service, being in the community, being involved, and helping others, and love. And we do follow Jesus. They say we're not Christians. I'm like, I was raised Baptist, and I would not be part of something like that.
Oh,
But-
I've been
but
to
I
a
see
Baptist church
When
in
I was
Dallas.
younger, me and my husband were in high school together.
Yeah.
We were like that too. We were like, we were going to be cool parents and let our kids drink in the house so they don't go get in trouble. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
No, when they got to be teenagers, we were like, nope, can't date till you're 16. Nope, because we saw the
overprotective.
difference.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, like
oh, hey guys, they're coming over from another stream.
like I'm an atheist, and
Do you mind being on camera?
Sure.
All right, I'll turn. They like to see me talk to people. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I like to educate
Sure.
and talk. I'm a good
Yeah.
talker.
Oh, same here.
yeah.
Like
So,
recently,
but I get what you're
yeah.
saying. How old are you? Do you mind?
I'm 22.
Okay. When I was 22, I thought the same.
Yeah.
But later on, when I was married and I had my family, and like in my 20s, I stopped
Yeah.
having friends because I had this crazy friend that was just,
Yeah.
and I partied and we had, drama with the group of friends and everything. But when I started going to church and not doing that anymore, we were happier. It was calmer. We were close knit. We
Yeah.
were, and so it really
But
helped
I-
our family.
Like, for a community, I feel like you don't have to be like in a religious group to form a community.
Well,
you know?
I agree with that, but I will tell you the
It's people's
pluses.
preferences, you know?
Right, but I'll tell you the plus of going to church. There are people that say you don't have to be in organized religion. When I went, I was surrounded
I'm the
by
most
people.
anti-church ever.
Right.
Like, this
But-
is my Facebook page, Instagram.
Oh,
page.
Atheist Nation.
Yeah.
Oh, put it on here. Put it up there. Back up. There he is, guys. If you want to go check him out. All right.
And
Because we have all kinds in the chat.
we're slightly
We're not all
different than, like,
religious or any of that.
now the thing about atheism is like there's no like particular like tenets of atheism,
Right.
because our core belief is there is no God, like don't
Right.
believe in God
Right.
or any like God-like figure, you know?
Right. And see, they don't either. Actually, they don't believe in
No,
a deity.
they do believe
But
like
they believe in this tech and the science and
Like-
the leader.
yeah.
They kind of look at
Again, it's a
him.
cult-like person, you know.
The reason they're a cult and they're not like religion is they have this Sea Org military arm that he
Religion is
put
also
around.
in a way it's a
But
cult.
if I want to leave my church, I can leave. They had to escape in trunks of cars and got ran off the road, and they went and found them in bus stations and drug them back. I don't know too many real churches that do that. That's why they're not a church. They're not a religion. They only got their tax exempt status,
yes.
which protects them too
In
much.
the modern world, yes, but sorry to say, the legacy of every religion is killings.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. That is
Like,
true.
All the
Yeah.
churches, like you can say, oh,
It's true. But you know what? That's where I go by. It was the people in the churches.
It's the same-
it was
it's
the
like saying
people that
guns
bastardized
don't kill people, people kill
dogmen.
people.
Right. That was people that took,
But
especially
gun is a
like the
dangerous
Catholic Church and Christians and the Crusades and all that, is
So
they
does-
took it to the nth degree when it was never really said to do that. They just, the people in the church said, go do this. So that's people that the people. And I had a church I left because of the people in it, not the church
The
itself.
Bible is a very sexist book.
It is, to a point. But that's what I like about my church is they hold up women because we nurture the family and they don't
Then
talk down
are
to
you
us.
going against the Bible?
No.
How?
Say that again. What was the
Bible is a
question?
really sexist book. You know, like
Well, I do honor my husband. I was an army wife for 21 years. I do
but
honor him and
your
I do
husband also
obey him.
honors you.
But we work together.
Yeah, I hope your husband also honors you.
He does.
It's not like
He does.
you're not like completely.
And that's another thing my church did is they do honor the women. They don't want you to talk
Bible
down to the women.
says-
I know, but modern day we're called Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So we're more
Mormons is-
modernized than, back in the day.
Like, if I'm raising a daughter, I would want to protect her from religion.
The thing is though,
Every
this
religion.
is
This-
right before
this-
I got baptized. I was 27, okay, and I was sitting in church the weekend before, wondering did I want to do it or not into this church. And this is what I told myself. I was praying about it, and I said, you know what? If it's something that wants people to be good and doesn't teach you to be bad, then even if God didn't exist, the tenets is telling us to be good people. My church does. My church has the
Didn't
13
God
articles.
tell Moses to kill all the Mennonites?
Here's the thing. You have to understand the Old Testament versus the New Testament. The Old Testament was all fire and brimstone. But when Jesus came on the scene, he started teaching love and acceptance, and it changed. So there was the Old Testament that people follow that is all, I'm going to destroy this city because they're not following my commandments. But then when Jesus came, he started teaching love and acceptance. He went to the prostitute and he accepted her. And, so there is a difference. If it depends on, you have to follow along the history. And we follow Jesus in my church. The love, the acceptance, the treating others, the golden rule, treating others as you want to be treated. And that's what I learned in church. I didn't learn the stuff that you're talking about. That's all in the past. Now, with following Jesus, it's love and acceptance, community, and service. And that's what I'm taught. I'm not taught the stuff that you're talking about. If I was, I wouldn't be there.
It's still there.
It's still there. But every country has a history of violence. Every country has a history of conquering. You can't help what the past and the history was, but you can help what you're doing today. And that's what my church
Native
does.
Americans conquer? What people did the Native Americans conquer?
They fought. The tribes would attack each other and take slaves and sometimes torture them, cut off their ears and their noses. So they conquered each other. They conquered other tribes.
Again, what is the source?
I don't know what you mean.
These are the people whose lands were taken away
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah, and that's terrible. My husband and my kids are Native American.
I'm just saying, and then these so-called Western historians painted their, side, anything that I see bad about Native Americans, I take it as a grain of salt because it's said by.
Well, the victors write the history, but I know that that's a horrible thing, and I look at that and I think it was horrible, but there's nothing I now can do about it. All I can do
What
is
about
all I can do now
Christians who
is
came to South
but here's the
America
thing.
and enslaved.
But you're living in the past. Do you want to live in the past and be angry and unhappy, or do you want to live now?
I want to live now
and be happy
and I want
and-
to all the books of the past.
Right.
I need to shut them down.
Right. Because there's nothing we can do about it now.
Yeah.
All we can do is
We should promote
ourselves
science.
be good people.
We should promote science,
Either or.
education.
Yeah. You know what's funny is when I homeschooled my kids, I taught evolution and creationism. And I've thought about writing a paper or a small book on this, okay? So when you read Genesis and they talk about how God created the world, well, who's to say he didn't use the Big Bang to do it? Because it says in the order that he did it was the order that the Big Bang happened. You had the ether, and then you had
What about the dinosaurs?
Okay, So you talk about timeline. You're talking about in the Bible, they think it was a short timeline, but when he created the world, he worked for 6 days and rested on the seventh day. Well, he's an all-powerful being. Who's to say his day wasn't 50 million years? No, there's a lot of metaphors in the Bible. Who's to say his day was 24 hours?
I got your point.
Right.
Okay.
So what if his day was 50 million years? And that's how, because a lot of people don't talk about that.
No,
so if you follow the Big Bang and you look at Genesis, it follows the same line when creatures were created and then man. It's all in the order that the Big Bang would happen too. So who's to say he didn't use the Big Bang to create the solar system? You know? So, and then I taught them, and there is evolution. Once they're here, the creatures were here and man was here. There was evolution because they had, you see, creatures evolve because of the environment they're in, right? So then you had the dinosaurs and stuff like that. So the dinosaurs may have came, you know, when he created the creatures, and between the creatures and man, that could have been however many million years that was. And so I don't bulk science at all because I'm a Christian. And that's why, and a lot of people don't realize, because there's so many metaphors in the Bible, who's to say 7 days wasn't a metaphor for, you know, because he's an all-powerful being that created the universe. I doubt his day was 24 hours.
Here's the thing. Why did he only choose Earth to create life?
He didn't. In the teachings that if you read, they've changed the Old Testament so much that if you go back to an original, it says God created worlds, plural. So I believe in aliens because that's what we were, you know, because it was there. But the problem is different people have published the Bible and kind of changed stuff here and there, and you don't realize. Plus, it wasn't all there in the first place.
Yeah. Should I tell you a really scary facts that could be possible about aliens?
Okay.
So, like, when Europeans started exploring other parts of the world, they were obviously technologically superior to
who they found.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they exploited the resources, right?
Right.
What would you know, a technologically superior alien life force could do?
Say that again. What were we getting at?
So, like,
So I get that they were conquering the peoples. What were you saying about the aliens?
So an alien civilization that has, like, you know, much more advanced technology than us would also see us like, you know, and these are lesser species and we can, you know, extract resources.
I do believe
that's a scary fact.
Yeah, I think that's possible. I watched the Ancient Aliens show and they talk about that kind of stuff. And, you know, that's where I look at it. None of that really goes against what I believe as a Christian. Because
I was like slightly deviating from
a little
religion,
bit, yeah. But I mean,
that's a scary fact. Like,
I don't think we're alone, and I don't think,
of course not,
because of the fact that I found the
like
scriptures said worlds,
trillions of trillion galaxies.
Right.
Like, our galaxy is so big that it will not be possible for us to like explore it in our lifetime. Even
I know, yeah.
You know.
Oh, I know. So I'm interested in that and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And when we first heard about Scientology in the 90s, we thought it sounded kind of cool too. But thank goodness because we were looking for a church and we didn't go, there wasn't anything around or any way to get involved in it. And it wouldn't have worked anyway because
I was so disappointed by the title, you know?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Science.
Well, they have tech.
It's pseudoscience.
They call it tech. They have the e-meter. He wrote all these programs that if you're sick, you get it. That's why so many, they do a touch assist. He hated psychiatry. You can't go to mental health. And they really don't want you to go to the doctor. That's why so many of them die of cancer because they don't get treated.
And they're anti-vaxxers.
I don't know about that, but I know they don't let their Sea Org and stuff go to the doctor.
No, like, they tell their... Like,
I hadn't heard that, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been watching my chat, but yeah, we've got people in here from England.
But I've heard, like, you know, they tell like vaccination causes autism in children and stuff. You know?
Well, actually, I do believe that vaccines should be spread out because I did a little bit of research on it, and they're giving like these big batches of vaccines to like a 2-year-old body, and that little tiny body has to fight off all these different vaccinations. So
Because
my kids, I didn't know this when my kids were little, so I even do it with my dogs because I spread it out. I don't, and my daughter did it with her kids. She spread out the vaccines. She didn't do that what they wanted, which was like 5 or 6 vaccines all at once, because I do believe that it could hurt a small body who's trying to you're getting different reactions from all the
smallpox?
different vaccines. I'm talking about when the ones they give 3 in a shot, and they give you 3 shots of
TB,
3 things.
smallpox, yeah.
No, mumps, measles, polio, all
Yeah.
of that. And they're trying to get this little tiny 2-year-old body to deal with all of these different vaccines that I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I'm spread out.
That's fair, but
Give them a 1 or 2 here,
You know how
let
vaccines
their
work?
body deal with it, then a few months later give them another one.
but you know how vaccines work?
Yeah.
So
That's why giving them more than one, they're different, and the body is reacting different to each vaccine, and the body can go woo, haywire. Because I have a disease that they don't know what causes it, and there's 200 symptoms. And you know, I think a lot of when I went toxin free and processed food free, I was able to get out of bed.
But,
And so
you know, like,
what's in our food
if
is
there's a
questionable.
dangerous virus on the loose, I would still suggest you to take the vaccine.
I couldn't.
Or you-
I have an autoimmune disease, and it could have given it to me badly.
No,
But I
like-
stayed
like COVID
isolated.
and all, you know?
Yeah, I am. That's what I'm talking about. I couldn't
Oh.
take it.
So you haven't taken the
No,
COVID? Okay.
because I have an autoimmune disease.
Shall I
So
be
my
honest?
immune
Ever
system.
since I've taken the COVID shot,
Mhm.
I've never been sick.
Well, my only issue with that is it should have been researched longer. That's the only
It was.
thing that I have to say.
It
No, they
was,
pushed
yeah.
that through within a few months.
No, because they found, because
Because there's a lot of people dying of
COVID-
heart attacks that shouldn't
COVID
be.
came in like 1990s and then 2003s. So they studied the virus for a long
All
time.
right, guys. Thanks. I'm gonna go back and check my chat out.
But yeah, rude.
All right. Okay, not too much. He made my brain hurt, guys. Okay. Hi, Pup Rumor. R. Lewis. Hi, Ruth. Carrie Ann. There's also a legacy of charity, music, and art that has come out of the church, good and bad. Yeah. I hope I didn't irritate anybody with the things I was talking about. Because I really try not to get political or even biblical on the channel, but he really wanted to talk about it. So I'm okay with that. Okay, bro, don't come at the Bible. She's not. Yeah, I know. I hope I push. See, I told you I don't confront, but I do push back. I said, look, you're living in the past. You can't live in the past. You're right, Carrie Ann. It's a human condition. Humans try and fail, but we keep trying. Hopefully, learn. We Christians are human. Exactly. He's making me nervous, kind of. He's got a vibe. He's just real hype, ADHD kind of vibe. Him coming from Indian descent, I wonder what his parents would think about his opinions. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. You know, not everybody that's Indian follows their religions. Hi, Miss Janie. DOA's megaphone. Oh, DOA's megaphone. You believe that's what happened? Are you talking about things I was talking about? It's got his agenda, of course. I know I have a lot of radical things that I said, but it's just over time. These are things that I think about. Ancient aliens. Hi, Bob and Brittany. The dude's got to go. I know. Yes, please go. I wish I'd have seen you guys say that. I would have cut him off sooner. My mom had a stroke after getting vaxxed. Yeah. I think it was rushed through way too fast. And they've come out now and said that the science wasn't right. Let the atheists talk. No difference between LDS and Scientology. Well, here's the thing about talking about the church. Those are people. And not everybody that I've met in my church did I get along with or agree with or like. We were all different people. And they weren't. When I got sick, that my church kind of dropped me like a hot rock. And I was teaching adult Sunday school. I was very involved in the church, and I was very upset about that because my husband was away in Iraq when I got sick. But I didn't take that out on my church. It was the people in the church that didn't do right. YouTube needs to take down the stream misinformation. I know, but they won't. So my thing is, did you hear about people that have been vaxxed after they've died and they're embalming them? This has been not widely talked about, and I learned this a long time ago, a year or two ago. They were pulling blood clots out of them that were 12 inches long, but it got squashed. God creating the Big Bang. I know, I'm too nice. I can help it. But, you know, everybody, I was hoping he would stick with the Scientology more, but he wanted to go. But, you know, that's the problem. If we live in the past, we're not ever going to move forward. We're never going to change. We're never going to be better. Every country has been conquered by somebody else. Every country has conquered another country. There's very few that have it. And let me turn around. So, I mean, when people get mad, and if you know, a lot of people, African Americans in our country don't realize that we didn't go into Africa and take the slaves because we couldn't handle the malaria and stuff. They pulled up to the shore, and the tribes of those countries were capturing people and bringing them and selling them. I watched, there's a show, Finding My Roots or something, and he followed himself back to the country he was from, and he went. It was a star. I don't remember who it was. And he found the slave auction there on the coast, and he was informed of the people from that country what happened. And so, thanks, Bob. So, yeah, I know. So, I don't want to get into all that, but, you know, trying to make reparations and things now from people that are here now, that are trying to make things better now, is not helping anything. We can't help what people did in the past. What happened to those people? I mean, I am, you know, and I think a lot there, we couldn't have these kind of people in this community. We have compassion, and I have compassion for that, what their families went through, and that they can't trace their family's roots past slavery, and that's awful. And it was all awful, and it makes me, you know, sad about my country. But, you know, they were taking slaves all the way back with the Vikings. The Vikings would attack villages and take prisoners and all their stuff and kill all the men. The virus attacked the vascular system, not the vaccine. That guy was patient with you. Yeah, you know, that's why I don't like to get into that stuff here, because we're all different here. We all feel different things about certain things, and I'm here about the Scientology. He really got me off in the weeds. I wanted him to stick with the science, but he was, serious. Here's the thing though, and he's okay, but if atheists don't believe in anything, then why do they push it at us so hard? If they just don't believe in anything, then why aren't they just, living life, all chill and don't care? That's the only thing that upsets. And he wasn't mean about it. He just wanted to talk about it. And he was trying to tear down the Bible. And I'm like, we can't help, or the Crusades, or what religion has done. We can't, those were people. I follow Jesus' teachings as well as I can. I am not perfect. But if somebody in my church said, okay, we got to go attack Canada, that's not the religion. That is not the Bible telling you to do that. That is people in the church that take the power and use it for really evil. So, you can't help. And that's another thing that maybe some of you don't know is in LDS. See, there's FLDS. We don't do polygamy. My husband came home and wanted another wife. I'd kick him in the you-know-what. And then there's those ones in Texas that were behind the wall and all dressed in, like, prairie clothes. they're people that offshot. The polygamists left in 1890 when our leader said, no, we're no polygamy. We're following the laws of the land. And they left. And people get us, because they all call us Mormons, they don't realize there's all different ones. And I can't say anything about the Mormon church in Salt Lake City because that's like the epicenter. And I have heard that you may have a group in one of the small towns or something that are doing things a little bit harsher than they should. But that's not what I was taught. I know what I've been taught since 1998, somewhere in there. When I've been a member for a very long time, and I've read everything and none of it teaches that. It doesn't teach us to keep our kids from being able to ever leave the church, or we can't ever leave the church, or that kind of thing. I mean, it was just like any other church that I've ever gone to, except we have temples. And I've been to the temple, but only once, because you have to be worthy, and I didn't feel I was worthy. We went and technically got remarried and got sealed. So, yeah, they like to keep it secret and keep it, but I went through it, and it didn't teach me anything weird. It didn't teach me to do anything weird that I had to hide or cover up. It's just something that we keep to ourselves that makes it more sacred that way. Yeah, I know about Chad Daybell, but that's some crazy guy. Just because he was a member of a certain church doesn't mean that church made him do those things. And it's just unfortunate that, they were members. But he went off and tried to start his own religion again, just like the FLDS. Then there's the revisionists up in Illinois that didn't follow the rest of the church. So there's all these offshoots, and everybody just lumps them into one group. But I can't say anything about what's going on elsewhere, but we're in 160 something countries. We have 16 million members, and Russia, the only missionaries, Russia, I don't know what's going on now, but way in the past, we have missionaries that would allow our missionaries in their country because they lived like they were missionaries. They didn't go there and act up. They lived. These young men that go out, they actually pay for it themselves. The church doesn't really pay for it. They either work and save up, or their families help them, and they go for 2 years. I know. No, that's Mr. Mark. He's on security today. But I feel like I'm open-minded enough that if this place was even halfway normal, I wouldn't be here right now. I'm open-minded about aliens. I'm open-minded about religion. I'm open-minded about atheists. But you get into cults that want to control you, and religions that want to control you. I've never felt controlled in my religion. I've never felt downgraded as a woman. Yeah, we don't allow... Oh, what I was getting at is we don't have a pastor. We have a bishop that has a day job. So every man that's worthy is in the priesthood and can do the blessings and all that, because he can't be everywhere. Secondly, on Sunday, we don't have a preacher just preaching at us what he wants. You have 3 members who are given a subject to talk, usually a youth and 2 adults. And you're given a subject. You're not given a scripture to talk about. You're given a subject. And you can use scripture, you can use the church magazines, you can use life experiences. So you get different views about certain subjects in our church from whoever's up at the podium. And me and my husband talked one time. We got to talk. We were nervous as heck. And it was about what is family. We had 2 different talks completely. We didn't talk to each other. I talked about my grandmother who raised me and taught me to be a good Christian, and example, everybody being a good example of a good family made me want to have a good family because I didn't have one growing up. Then my husband, he talked about how his family is, and his mom ran away when he was 2 with 4 kids on a bus because his father was abusive. He met him one time, and that he lost his right to be part of this family because of the way he treated. So you're not getting scripture shoved in your face. You're getting somebody talking about a subject and how it works with the scriptures in church. And that's something that I liked about it. It's just like Pentecostal and Southern Baptist. Some are more high control than others. Yeah, exactly. And I've seen that. Oh, hey, Tom. Depends on the leader. Exactly. Cops watching her stream. Not a cop. I know they look like, but they're security. He said, you didn't get to see the first little part of my stream because it kept cutting out and I had to start over. But I walked over there and he said, cults are never normal. And that's how you know. Somebody asked me, what's the difference between a cult and a religion? A religion, you can leave. A cult won't let you leave. A cult won't let you have outside thoughts. My religion lets you go up and have your thoughts and tell everybody in the congregation what your thoughts are on a subject. You might get marriage, or you might get, talking about Jesus. It could be anything, really. And what I like, though, when I say anything, it's not really. So every church in the world is using the same manual at the same time, on the same subject, on the same, so you could go to any church in the world and be learning the same things. And that's why, and now you might say, oh, that's high control. No, it's just, you can move around, you can go on vacation and go to church and still be on the same page. And so it's harder to take the scripture or the lessons or whatever and bastardize it and try to change it to your own will. Like we talked about how people have taken religion and, Catholic Church and the Crusades and all that, so when everybody's doing the same thing, when somebody's not doing it right. And you're like, there's something wrong here. I have learned more from little old ladies and kids sometimes than the guy up there preaching. Yeah, that's my husband, if y'all don't know. Why are you awake? He was so tired this morning, he had to take a nap at work before he could drive home. So he didn't. The dogs wake you up? Oh, yeah. I should have left them outside, but it was kind of hot. Let's leave them outside till I get home. Go back to sleep. So how long have you been awake? Did you see the guy I was talking to, the atheist? That was interesting. Made my brain hurt, really. Trying to keep him from not going way off in the weeds. That hurt my head. I have a headache now. I have some ibuprofen with me. Hold on, guys. I was a Girl Scout leader. I come prepared. That's why I needed the wagon. I needed to bring extra stuff. My backpack is so heavy. I bring a little baggie of meds. I got ibuprofen in case I get a headache. Hope I don't drink all my water today. Alright. It's really nice here in the shade, though. Got a breeze. When I get here, I go to the pizza place and I buy a $1 bottle of water so I can use the bathroom. Because I've never tried to use the bathroom without buying something. And I became a member. It's called Member Slice Club. You pay $5 a month, you get the lower prices on pizza. And you get pizza 3 times in a month, it pays for itself. So you get these big, huge slices of pizza. And I was paying like $5 something, and then it made it like $3.50. You're not going to be happy with where I had to park today. And I even left a parking garage because I thought it was more than the one over here. And I like the one over here because I can go by the pizza place. The other place was way down here. I went in, I'm like, and then I see the list of prices after I put my card in. So all I did was go around and come out, and they charged me $3. I'm gonna oppose that. I'm like, you should, if it's less than 5 minutes, you shouldn't get charged. Come on. What if you go in there and you can't find parking? They're still gonna charge you $3 for driving around? I'm irritated. So let me turn around a little bit. I got a pretty good husband too. He's been working hard on this sign. It's not cooperating. It's not cooperating the way we want. Let's turn back this way a little bit. Can't see me when I'm in the door. I'm gonna move over a little bit. That way you can at least see my outline and know that I exist. I had somebody tell me one day, and you need Weight Watchers. And that doesn't bother me. I was like, well, I didn't gain weight through food. I gained weight through a buttload of medications they gave me that made me gain weight. I was 108 pounds when they finally, after I got diagnosed, it took me a couple more years to get a good doctor. And then he threw 5 new meds at me that I went from 108 pounds to 180 pounds in like 16 months. And when you're sedentary and you have blown discs in your back, you can't lose weight. So I need to go to the gym. But I lost a few pounds doing this, so it's helping. I'm getting stronger. Michael, Mark Allen, ready to pounce if you misbehave. And I'll be fine. I can get my point across without misbehaving. Let's get the sign out. Alright. But I can't wait till I don't have to hold a sign anymore, so. But problem is, hubby's weekend is like, he only has one good day, Wednesday, because he's off Tuesday night, but he still has to sleep. And then he has to go to work Thursday night, he still has to sleep during the day, so Wednesday's the only day we got. So he got some done, but I won't get no more work done until probably Wednesday. That person saying that to you. Oh, I know. Yeah. So, yeah, I know, but I don't care. Instead of getting up, they want to stir you up, they want to get you upset, and I just said, yeah, I'd use it if that was, I just answered the question. I just answered what they say. Somebody else was like yelling at me in all caps. You'll see it in the comments somewhere way back. And they were like, you shouldn't be talking to that cop. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be telling them this information, blah, blah. I'm like, but if you watch, you can see all the people that I talk to and I educate. And that is my goal. My goal is not here to be loud and screaming and, like I said, we have different protesters. We have different, I obviously wasn't the channel for that person. So after I explained myself and they kept yelling at me in all caps, I just hearted their comment and just ignored it. Francis, everyone has their favorite YouTube channels. Do you mind sharing some of yours? Okay. Must have been trolls. Yeah, they were trolls, of course. Well, no, the person that was yelling at me is actually, I see him in chats and stuff, and they meant well. They wanted me to be different than I am. That was it. They wanted the more, loud and don't, anti-cop, kind of stuff. And I'm like, and I don't think that person comes back. My favorite channel, well, I started my deep dive about 1.5 years ago with growing up in Scientology. And I binge watched his videos. I went back a year, so I watched all of 2022 and got caught up right before he started going live all the time in January 2023. He realized he didn't want to edit anymore. Then through him, I found, who was I watching? Just pretty much anybody that he was having on, like Reese. And now I don't necessarily go there now. It was mostly when he would have people on. I just found Natalie's like recap mornings, and that I've been watching that. Yeah. Well, I started with the Popcorn Planet community first, and I've gone to 3 meetups. I've met Lewis twice, and I've met Andy 3 times. And that's kind of what got me into YouTube. I never watched YouTube before that. I didn't. I watched TV, I watched Netflix. So now all I watch is YouTube. So I'm canceling Hulu soon. So growing up in Scientology, and pretty much anybody that, if you want to know anything, I'll tell you. They looked interested. They were reading the sign. They look like somebody didn't know what this was. They were in a hurry. Oh God, I've got that headache. It's hard for me to think. Lewis does no report, yeah. And I like that Lewis is, so that's a channel I like. And see, Popcorn Planet and SBTV have crossed. And Andy from Popcorn Planet has had Aaron on. Lewis is following the LA protests. And I wanted it to stay auditing, but we get bullhorns and signs we're protesting now. But I like that he's being a journalist and not a protester. He's there filming and taking, and somebody got mad at him when they swatted DOA the second time, and he stayed back. And DOA told him to stay back so that he could, film what was going on. And because you couldn't see it through DOA's camera. So, oh my gosh, other channels. Well, Mike Brown, Sterling. I haven't actually watched Sterling's channel that much. I really just watched, interviews. Oh my goodness. I'm at a blank right now, you guys. I pretty much go to who's live. I just, I've subscribed to everybody, and I go and I hit the live button, and I just see who's live, either Laura FM or, all the ones all the people protesting. I'm trying to support their small channels, and so I've been doing that more than watching the bigger OG channels. Who else? SPTVFoundation.org. You know what? I'll put that in my community page because I can't think right now. I like DOA, but his chat is out of control. I kind of noticed that a little. So I just, anytime that happens, I just kind of stay out. DOA is smarter than he is getting credit for. Yeah. Because nobody realizes, somebody said he's a young man, but he was close up one day, and I saw all the gray in his hair and the gray in his beard. I think he's older than we think he is, unless he's just gone early gray. So, and he's been doing this for a while. He's done protesting in other places. And yeah, he is. I liked what he was doing on Natalie's channel. He was quoting some stuff, and I guess he said, if you turn the music off, I'll leave, and he did. And it was funny that the cops made a phone call and the music was off within 3 minutes. Your past sounds similar. I canceled all my streaming last summer because it was ridiculous. And Aaron, I found through COVID. Now it's YouTube 24/7. Yeah, I mean, there's things I like to watch on Hulu, like the old. I was watching old MASH and Quincy MD. I mean, I'm 55. I watched some mostly all the old 70s stuff. I'm willing to give it up. It's $80 a month, and I'd rather put that money towards membership. I'm members of a lot of channels. I have to sit down and look at all of them because it started with Popcorn Planet, that now SPTV is starting to do more memberships, and I think I'm a member of Jay's channel in Denver. I can't remember. The swatting probably has made DOA prematurely gray. Yeah, no joke. Susan, pretty rough there. Yeah, like I said, everybody has their own way. Everybody has their own way. Everybody has their own channel. Everybody's chat is their own chat. And there's so many now that you can decide who you want to watch, who you want to give your time to. And, sometimes I have my tablet and my phone. I have 2 tablets, actually, 2 Kindle Fires. And I'll put different channels on. Like if Aaron has somebody on and they're both live streaming, what it is I can't see the live chat in my tablet. So I have to have it on my phone. So I have to have them both on anyway, because I like to watch it on the tablet. That's where I watch my TV and everything. We don't even have a TV in our room. I have this cool little pillow that holds my tablet between us on the bed. And that's where I sit and watch everything. I'm getting more out of bed now that they fixed my back. But, so, Yeah, I mean, my husband will listen kind of to the stuff I'm watching, so he's involved in the SPTV, but not as much as me. And there are days where he'll be like, could we not do SPTV right now? Yeah. No, that's a good idea, Carrie. Watching with the chat turned off. Yeah, you can do that too. That's why I'll put somebody on my tablet and I'll have somebody on my phone if I want to chat. So that works out really well. And then if I go walk around the house, I can take the phone with me and I turn it up. And then when I get back, I turn it down. So, and then I do that with other of the live channels, in Denver and Portland, and the small channels like me, or even small, where I was when I started with like the 50 people to go live with Trolls and Laugh. I know his laugh is hilarious. Yeah, I went into his chat the other day because of that troll we had. When he went live, I said, hey, somebody was dissing you in my chat, and I don't allow that. I just wanted you to know because he might come back. Well, I'm not aware of what because I don't watch his chat. I watch him, or I watch him on like somebody else that's there filming, like Laura or Jessica or, them. So I haven't been in this chat a lot. And he's like, oh, I have so many trolls. They have a group. They have like a haters club. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this was my first one. I've never dealt with it before. So yeah, he's fine. So, but I'm not going to allow that kind of stuff in our chat, rudeness and stuff. And I was nice about it. He wasn't being like completely mean, but he was trying to just create drama. And I don't like drama. I got rid of drama in my life in my 20s. Army wives be crazy. I made friends with this army wife that was crazy, and she turned me off of friends. She had the same personality disorder that Amber Heard has. And as soon as she knew we were done, our group of friends were done with her, with all of her crap, she was gone within 24 hours and left the state. And I never wanted friends after that. I joined the church soon after, and I just hung out at church. I need to bring a stool for when my back gets tired. I have a back brace, but he does not allow to talk about other. None of us should. That doesn't help anything. That doesn't do any good. We don't, because I heard about the Discord channel. Luckily, I've never liked Discord or never had anything to do with it. Because I heard, back when the internet was new and we had chat rooms, even back then, I wanted nothing to do with chat rooms. Why do I want to go on a computer and talk to strangers about crap? But now I'm in the chat all the time. But I'm in a good chat. I'm in good chats. Popcorn Planet, Nerd Report, Stepped Alter Nerd, It's Kim, anybody in SPTV. So I'm not in chats that allow the drama. If he catches it, of course. Well, that's what mods are for. I'm so small, I don't need mods, and I haven't had enough problems that I really need it. Although I told Fluffer's Girl I'd give her a wrench, just if she wants. She's everywhere. I wish I could do that. I don't have that kind of computer tech skills and stuff to do all that stuff. That's why I like our keyboard warriors, like her, that made the list and is making these printouts, and Pup Groomer made printouts, and that's really helpful to the rest of us that don't want to sit on the computer and come up with that kind of stuff. So it's really nice. Everybody helps out. Everybody does, we're all on the same page, which is nice. And it makes it worth it. I didn't know it would even be this when I first started. They were like, let's protest the opening. I'm like, I thought I'd just stand here with a sign and maybe record a couple clips here and there, and I didn't even consider going live. He's off duty today. It's Mr. Mark. He's over to my left. Why do you call him that, Marthana? Somebody else said that. I'm curious at the nickname. Was it something Pearl Snappy gave him? I've got to get new glasses because this hurts my neck reading the chat. I have to lean my head way back. My glasses are so low. I've never had bifocals before. This is my first pair. So I need a new pair that's smaller so I don't have to raise my head. I figured. Yeah, I heard he tried to give her some grief because she outed his Facebook. Well, if it's public, duh. But probably talk. I know I probably talk too much. Susan, I don't care. I need people to talk because when you guys don't talk, my chat goes away. It's like gone because I don't have constant chat. No, it would be boring here if you guys weren't in the chat. I talk a lot. Matter of fact, I talk so much that when I was gone for a little while in Popcorn Planet community and I was back, they're like, where you been? I'm like, holy crap. Well, now I haven't been in the chat because I've been coming Tuesdays and Thursdays when Andy goes live. So I have to watch on the replay. So I actually was in the chat yesterday and Lewis always notices me. And then I got the same thing when I was in Aaron's chat and I was gone for a little while and they're like, where you been? I was like, well, I obviously chat way too much. I'm very opinionated. Carrie, I mod for Nance Drew and Supportive Leia, and I've got is a cell phone, but their chats are pretty tame. Yeah, Jody, I think he called himself that on his social media. That Pearl's chat found out. Really? I'm gonna go back and watch. They told me when to watch and find that because I didn't know. I'm gonna try to go to Squirrel Fest tomorrow, and I've been talking to Dan. I didn't even know that all these people were coming out. Me and Pearl Snappy don't chat hardly at all, but she did mention on Natalie the other day that she thought I would be coming, and I am. I'm gonna let her know. But if I'm staying after, like, I really would like to, like, if they're going out to dinner or hanging out or something, I really want to do it. But on the weekend, I'd have to get my son's car because my husband needs our vehicle. We have a second vehicle, but last summer, if you remember, it was triple digits for 3 solid months, and he was driving our Dodge Nitro. That's his vehicle, and he broke down. All the electrics went out, and he smelled burning wires. And so he parked it until it cooled off, and it's still messed up. So some of the wires melted somewhere. Carrie, I have taken mod training part 1, working on part 2. Oh, there is a thing? Susan? That sounds cool. I don't have the concentration skills to do it, to pay attention to the chat that well. I mean, yeah, these channels are good, but when you're a mod on like AA Ron or somebody's got 2,000 people in their chat, I could never do that. That's cool, Carrie. Yeah, because everybody needs help, and that's where you guys can help. You know, everybody. I hate it when people go, I can't protest, I feel so bad. No, or I can't be a member, or I can't super chat, I don't have the income. And I'm like, that's not the point at all. Just being here and giving us your time means the world, because I would like to get at least monetized enough that it would pay for my parking, especially when, like today, it's going to be like $16 when normally it's like $5 or $6 over at the other place. So, and then I drive really far, and I don't have an income. My husband is paying for all of this because he makes a little bit too much for me to get disability, but he doesn't mind. He really supports me. Miss Carrie Ann is giving me a chance. Cool. That's cool. And see, that's how you guys can help. That means the world to us out here live streaming. That you guys are, I don't even care if you're lurking. Having 26 people in my chat is awesome. I'd probably have more if I hadn't ended my first stream. But, hold on. And that's what I do. I go and I give my time to channels so that I can support. So, and that's really what we all need. And like I said, I don't want to be a big time creator, you know, and have this big following. I'm here to do this. And like I said, if I could get enough to pay gas and parking, I would be ecstatic. Now, my my crafts. I really, wanted to get my craft business off the ground, but my health didn't allow me to do it. I have a website and everything. Oh, my cat wasn't moving, guys. Sorry about that. I live with there's no Scientology. I cannot and help. Exactly, Susan. Pup groomer. Yeah, because pup groomer, she had to drive pretty far to go to Vegas the other day. I watched you when I left here and I went to a place to go eat. I had you in my earbud, pup groomer. And I listened to you all the way there while I was eating and part of the way home. I'm just watching you're working, yeah. 250 miles. Yep. To Vegas. Yeah, that's a long drive. But it was cool. I was listening to you and the other lady about what she was doing for pets and stuff. I kept asking, can you tell me who was she live streaming? Does she have a channel? 'Cause I didn't catch it, if you said, or it might be in the description. Like I said, I was watching it, and like I put my earbud in and I sit it on my steering wheel, because most people are just talking. There's not much to watch, and then I always use my maps, even though I know exactly where I'm going. It gives me my ETA and tells me if there's any slowdowns. So I still stay on it, but hubby asked me not to go on the toll roads anymore. The other day though, it was a 20-minute difference because there was a accident that had just occurred. So I went ahead and took the toll road, but we keep getting these bills, and for some reason, we're not getting them paid the right time, and they turn into $50. If you don't pay it within a certain amount of time, it's like $5 toll ends up being $50, and he's getting, when it comes in the mail, he's paying it, so we don't understand. Annette, I'm trying to get her to start one, because she goes by and sits occasionally. Exactly. And we'll give her the subs that she needs. So she doesn't have one at all. She needs to start one. And Fuzzy Pink Handcuffs started modding for MD Media 18 today. I let her practice banning on me. Neat. Yeah, the other day, that guy, I didn't ban him because he wasn't like completely mean. I just put him, I looked, and you can put him in timeout for anywhere from 5 minutes to 24 hours or something. And I put him in timeout for 30 minutes. I figured now I don't know what that does, because you can mute and then timeout. I don't know if timeout kicks him off the channel or just kicks him out of the chat. But he could come back if he wanted, but he didn't. I figured he probably wouldn't. And I'm just trying to learn how to live stream, so that's why I can never do the modding. I'm not even using Stream Elements or any of those apps yet. I'm just doing straight on YouTube right now until I can figure out I'm slowly crawling and getting a little better. And because I'll be honest, when I'm at home, I got to take care of as much as I can do in the house. Because I still have my other health problems, even though they put the pain stimulator in my back. Oh my god, that's been so great. I literally couldn't even sit up. Gravity just hurt. I had 5 injured discs in my lower back. They're still there, and I still hurt to a level, but a level that's manageable. I need to know. I don't want it to block all the pain, because you don't want to hurt yourself. So I think that what I feel now is probably fairly normal to what somebody that overdid it doing something might feel. So I'm still working on that, and it's hard. It's really hard I want to move into our camper full time, because the house is too much for me. The kids are gone. My grandkids don't live here anymore, and my son's grandkid, or my grandkid, they live a little ways away. He never brings them over. He needs to. I need to make him come over more often. Thanks, Susan. And like I said, that's what I'm here to do. I think I get more across doing that in my way. People that want to know. And then, somebody else that is, being really public and out there gets attention too. Brings attention to the church, brings attention to what they're doing. And so that brings different education, different people that notice that. Because you get this town, okay, you got all the college students. You could probably get different people on this street at different times. And then on weekends especially, and we get tourists. This is a very tourist town, and we're pretty close to downtown. I need to print off some of them flyers, and I need to go to our Capitol building. It's only a few miles away, and just go in all the offices and give it out. I'm gonna do that one day. I have such a list of things I need to do. But the title, I always like to talk about the title. My original title, We Are Working to End Scientology. I'm not sure what I got on my second title because I was doing it on the fly. And I was going to talk about protesting and the things that we're doing is working. And it's starting to get, right now, we're in our bubble. We have our people that, we're getting more and more people into the bubble, you know, in the chat, watching the channels and all that. We need to get it outside of our bubble, and it's starting to do that. The LA Times wrote that article. Hold on. And we need to get our local, other state news agencies the information, because they aren't beholden to LAPD or the church to get out the right answers. Somebody in my chat told me about the Corsicana paper. It's in Texas, and they're always having these pro-Scientology articles, so I went and I looked, and they are, and I don't even know why. They don't have a center there. So I'm going to try to contact them and send them information and tell them, look, y'all are getting this wrong, and this is why. And it's not that it's a few hour drive. Who knows? Maybe I'll drive over there or make an appointment with the editor or something. I wish I'd have brought, I've never drank 2 bottles of water before. I usually only average 1. I'll come visit you someday. Oh, cool. I've been trying to find, there was somebody in chat, or in a chat, like Aaron's chat, that was talking about protesting in Dallas, but they didn't want to go alone. And I told them to email me, and they never did, because I'm willing to drive up there and go out with them. And depending on where it's at, it can be anywhere between 2.5 and 3 hours to get there. So either I'll do a day trip, or I might have to stay overnight. Then we have Houston. I'm going to be able to protest there because my son's about to go use the rest of his GI Bill, and he's going to Houston to a school for a better job. And I'll probably be going down to visit. I think I heard we had centers in Dallas, Houston, and possibly San Antonio. And why am I nauseous? Ooh. I just got super nauseous. Super nauseous. Oh my. SPTVfoundation.org. So yeah, that'd be cool. If you're close, so what I'm saying, Susan, if you're closer to one of those, maybe we could meet up. What are you closest to? Because I'm dead center where we're at the base. I'm exactly halfway between Austin and Waco. And, well, it's probably faster now, but with the better speeds. But I used to be 3 hours from Houston, 3 hours from Austin, and 3 hours from, not Austin, 3 hours from Dallas, 3 hours from Houston, and 3 hours from San Antonio to the airports. So maybe not to the city itself, but to the airports. Because my husband has flown in all kinds of different ways. Hi, Gigi. Good to have you. Is it really 4:40? Wow. I got moving late. So, funny story. So I didn't go to sleep till about 3. So I set my alarm for 9:30, 9:45, and 10. And I wanted to leave at like 11:30, which is usually my goal. But if I can leave by 12:30, that gets me here around 2:15. My phone fell in the trash can, and I never heard it go off. I woke up at 11. I can't believe my dog's gonna wake me up. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can meet up there and go to the Dallas Lord one day. Email me, Scientology won't win at Gmail. I've made like 4 different Gmails because I keep changing it. I have a Miss Kim Gmail too. Arkansas. Okay, yeah. I've talked about how when we would go home up north, we would just go the 6 hours to Texarkana and just get a hotel and stop because we were just happy we got out of Texas. And then we drive through Little Rock and up through Memphis. So yeah, that might be easier to meet up there instead of you trying to come all the way down here. But either way, it's cool. There's a lot of people here this weekend. I was talking to Dan, and I saw Selfless Self's already here, I think. And when I get done, I'm gonna text Pearl Snappy and see what's going on there. But I'm definitely gonna come to Squirrel Fest tomorrow. I want to find out when everybody else is gonna come because she's got a booth, so she's gonna be stuck. And I did look at pictures of last year, and it seems geared more a little bit towards kids with like face painting and stuff like that. So I don't know how long I would actually be there to look at everything. And there's some movie, I think, after dark. Like I said, if I want to stay, I'd like to hang out with them. They're going to do like dinner or something. I told Dan if he wanted to go to dinner, I'd treat, but I haven't looked at my email since then. That was yesterday, I think, when he said he was getting on going to the airport or the, I can't remember. But I keep talking about wanting to do, because they're doing kind of a meetup right now in Clearwater. They've got a lot of people that showed up, and they're opening it up to anybody that wants to come. I think that's cool. But I wanted to plan something a little more in advance because we had a meetup in Vegas with Popcorn Planet. We had people flying in from other, and then they had a meetup in LA, and I happened to already be there visiting my daughter and my new grandbaby, and I just extended my stay by a week so I could go to that. And then Andy happened to be in Houston recently, so I went, and that was a very small get-together because it was just quick, and he happened to be there for something else. So I kind of want to do something like that, maybe in LA with the protesters, there, something we can plan, maybe a meetup and something like that. But they're already doing that, really. That's what they're doing in Clearwater right now and stuff like that. So, or maybe we could do one in between. What I would love to do, but my camper needs fixed. My camper sleeps 10, my travel trailer. We got it thinking all the family would come, but then they all moved away. So we're looking at maybe trading it in on a Class C. But if I could get help with the gas and everything, that maybe a group of us could get together and go like to all the different cities we're in, like Chicago and New York. I don't know if we can make it up to New York, but maybe we could do a circle with, in Portland, and, maybe we could do like that. But that'd be a big deal. My truck needs fixed more too, so it's a little old. So that would be fun. I'm starting to wind down. It's been 2 hours. I appreciate everybody that's been here. That's cool. Oh, I was talking about getting monetized. So I've got plenty of subscribers. People keep asking. And now it's to get even just the super chats and stuff, it's 3,000 watch hours. And then to get ad revenue, it's 4,000 watch hours. And I'm sitting at around 12 or 14 watch hours right now, which is still amazing. But I got to do something about this headache, and I've got motion sickness medicine in the car because that's what it feels like. I got motion sickness all of a sudden. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off here soon. So you want to say bye to Mr. Mark? He said hi when I got here. Is everybody still in the chat? Or it just lagged a little bit? So I do love to talk about this community, and I do love to talk about this movement. And I saw it coming when it first started, and I've got to get on my computer and look. But I did buy a domain to have like a website where we could put like upcoming events and all these links to all these different documents and stuff like that. Natty Webster is looking into getting an RV. Maybe you could give her some advice. I will, because I made mistakes in what I picked. Thanks, Miss Janie. Yeah, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Last time I went to a place called the Galaxy Cafe, and oh my God, I got this thing called the Bootable. You'll find it online. It was, for me, I mean, that's why people don't believe me that I didn't gain my weight with food. I don't eat very much. My husband gets upset. This Bootable was so big that I got it to go after, and I ate there, and then it was 3 more meals when I got home. So it was 4 meals for $15.99. Well, I added the extra vegetables, and it was cool. They had a gluten-free menu, and I thought about going back over there again because boy, it was good. But so I sat in my car and I just looked at restaurants near me because I'm tired of just going through the Wendy's drive-thru because I'm cheating because I'm getting a bun, and so that's not good for my health either. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna be live streaming tomorrow at Squirrel Fest. I don't know exactly. I'll probably get there earlier. I'm gonna try to. I gotta find out when Pearl Snappy's gonna have her booth. And I didn't get the t-shirt in time. It was online. I don't think they're gonna be selling it at the place. And everything they make, selling stuff, I think goes into this charity or something that they're doing, that this is part of. I've got a small appetite too. Yeah. We get Factor meals. They're awesome. We went through several companies and we've been getting Factor for a good long time. And so because we're on different schedules. My husband, we don't get to eat together because he's asleep all day. And so he might take his Factor meal to work for dinner. So that way we can get what we want. And then we get 6 meals. That's 3 each. And then we get a few frozen meals. He likes those. And then I try to cook a couple times a week. Like, I love to do stir fry. I'll make stir fry and we'll eat on that for 2 days because I make a lot. I love vegetables. Fluffer, awesome. I'll hopefully catch you in the live. Thanks so much for your efforts. Thank you, Fluffer Squirrel. You've been a great supporter of all of SBTV, and we appreciate that. I'm going to go now, guys. I will see y'all tomorrow at Squirrel Fest. I always say, peace out. There's the end button.
Yeah.
All right,